Hope everybody had a good summer. Good. Good to see everybody. Everybody's excited. Cool. Let's get to the hard part. No, this is the best part of the season for me.
You excited?
Yeah, I'm excited. We should all be excited. First day of school, and so everybody's is ready to go.
Jason, what are some of the benefits of holding training camp in Vancouver?
I think when you look at Vancouver, it's a ways away from Dallas, and so I think as a group we always talk about the players being able to hang out. I think it gives the coaches the opportunity to hang out with the players. So we have each other for a week and so we have a new coaching staff, pretty much new front of the bench. The continuity of the team, 13 of the 15. So we're lucky in that way that these guys know each other, but it gives us a chance to bond. And so, being able to have practice there, we'll stay away from the two-a-days. We'll have one a day. But it gives us a time to hang out in the morning or have breakfast or have lunch or have dinner with the guys as coaches. And then also for me, to get to know some of the coaches. I've had the opportunity to work with Frank and Phil and Mike in LA and Drew. And so the opportunity to work with Jay and to hang out with Jay. Jay's a brilliant mind. And so I'm really excited about the opportunity of working with this coaching staff and this team.
What do you remember of playing there as a player?
Well, it was a long time ago. And so you talk about the Memphis Grizzlies or the Vancouver Grizzlies. And so it was a long time ago, but I always enjoyed playing in Vancouver. I thought they had great fans. And so they supported their team. And so for us to be able to go there, I think there's a preseason game being held there. So it's great to see basketball, not just in Toronto, but in Vancouver. And so, but for most of these guys that are going, there's only a few coaches I think that have participated in actually, coaching in Vancouver. So I'm excited. It's actually a homecoming for Jay. So we look forward for Jay taking that he gets to pick up the bill for dinner. So we're excited about that.
Aside from Kyrie, are all your guys cleared for camp?
Yeah, we're excited. As we all know, Kai is recovering from the ACL, and so everybody's able to participate in practice, and so it's an exciting time, and hopefully we can continue to say that throughout camp.
We talk about the process of putting together the staff, and it's rare that you have to replace an entire staff.
Yeah, it wasn't that when you look at putting the staff together, it wasn't jump ship. This was opportunity for guys to climb the ladder. And so when you look at the guys that left will be missed. Sweeney, Duds, and Alex. Alex gets the University of Utah job. Sweeney goes to San Antonio, and Duds goes to Denver. So it's a compliment that we must have been doing something right, not wrong. But then to have the opportunity to be able to get Frank and Jay, who have been head coaches in this league, that are champions, to be able to have that here in Dallas on this staff is big. And then to be able to get Popeye, someone that when I was a rookie, I had the opportunity to play with. And his coaching career, he has won a championship. And so when you look at that bench, it's full of knowledge to help our group. And I'm very excited about to have that opportunity. There's a lot of, I've worked with Frank, role reversal here a little bit. But I'm excited to have him, as a teammate. You look at Jay and the things that he's done in this league, is incredible. Also, his international experience. When you talk about the Olympics and stuff, so he's full of basketball knowledge. So I'm very excited about having this opportunity with this staff.
With AD, was it in the eye? Is it something that happened during last season? Something that happened this summer?
Yeah, when you talk, I think he can probably answer it better. But from what I'm gathered, it's when Gaff hit him, and so for him to, and I'll let him tell the story, but that was the incident that caused this injury, and for him to have surgery.
Jason, you got a really unique situation here with Cooper as a number one overall pick, joining a team loaded with veterans and, with win now expectations. How do you balance the emphasis on his development and letting him learn through mistakes versus, trying to position this team, to be a playoff team and to be in the best possible?
Yeah, I think when you look at Cooper's situation, I think you couldn't ask for a better situation. When you talk about wisdom, you have quite a few people who have been in that seat as coaches or as players, as teammates. AD being one that's gone through this, Kai has gone through this, and so for him to be able to communicate with and understand, ask questions to his vets, and for his vets to share their wisdom of how to handle different situations, and then as a coach, being through what's coming for him, and so I think the biggest thing is just for him to be himself. We're not asking him to carry the weight of the Dallas Mavericks. We're asking him to be Cooper Flag, and that's pretty special. And so I look at things a little bit differently. I think you guys have talked about two different timelines. We can only be in the moment, and that's just today, right? And for us to get better, and that's not just for Cooper, but coaches and players too. And so there's only one timeline, and we're here to win. And we truly believe that piece of the puzzle, when you talk about Cooper, can help us.
You've talked about him as a point guard, obviously leaning into that during summer league. How much do you anticipate him playing point, and do you have a feel now for what the starting lineup would be?
To work backwards, there's no starting lineup, right? This is going to be competition. We're going to embrace the competition, and so that will figure itself out come October 22nd. We'll let you know who starts then. We're going to look at a lot of different combinations from here to the 21st, and so I think for that, there are some spots that are guaranteed, but there are some spots that are open. So, and we have, a deep team. And so I think when we talk about championships or being a championship team, there's got to be some sacrifice. There only 5 can start. But as we know, we can learn from last year. Everyone will have an opportunity to start, and hopefully that's not the case with the injuries. But there are times when there's an injury, next man up. I think B. Will is a perfect example, and I'll talk to the team about that today, is, being ready and understanding, being prepared. I thought we did a great job. I thought the coaches did a great job, but I thought the players did an incredible job because they played hard no matter who started and who played. And they all believed that we had an opportunity to win. We're not going to win every game. We're going to make some mistakes, but we're going to learn from those mistakes and put our best foot forward to win. But I truly believe we have a great group, a deep group that can put a lot of pressure in a lot of different combinations. As a coach, sometimes I might have the wrong group in. Sometimes I might have the right group in. But we're going to get to learn each other. Our goal is to win, and that's to win today and to win tomorrow.
Jason, I know during the season we often ask you some reflective questions and you're very focused on staying present in the moment. So before the season begins, what was the highlight of your offseason?
Oh, highlight. I had an incredible summer. Started 3 weeks in Norway. I think they do it right. An incredible, beautiful place. I think I saw every fjord there is. Understanding the nights or days. The light never gets dark. The food was great. Spent 2 days in Copenhagen, which was incredible. Incredible city. They all believe in bikes. It would be incredible to see us ride bikes here in Dallas, the way everybody drives. And so I had a great time with my family. Got to play a little golf. Got to play with some cool dudes in the Crew Cup. Will Hardy is an incredible golfer. I was supposed to start with that, but I'm going to end with that. But I again get to see. I don't know if you guys are into golf, but this weekend was incredible. I thought, congrats to Europe winning the Ryder Cup, but I thought Team USA showed a lot of fight, and so that was cool. What else did I get to do? That trip to Europe was incredible, and then I just ended all the vacation before this circus starts. I was in Montana for the weekend. I got to see another glacier, which was beautiful, and so got to do a lot of things outside.
Coach, what, we've
Oh yeah, thank you. One little thing, the Hall of Fame, that team that went in. As I said, I was the water boy, so that one slipped my mind. So thank you, Mike, for bringing that to my attention. That was a great honor, by the way. I kind of downplayed that a lot, but I was very honored to be able to represent Team USA, but also to be on that team with Kobe and LeBron was really special. And to see that group and Coach K and Jerry, I hadn't seen Michael Redd and Booz for a while, so it was good to see those guys.
we've seen the videos and all the upward trending talks about Kyrie. Can you shed some light on exactly how he's going in his recovery?
Now you know I don't do well with the medical, and I'm not a doctor. So when we do see Kai shooting, can we just refrain from saying ahead of schedule? That's bad reporting. I'm just giving you the answer to the test. He is doing quite well, as we can see, but he's not ahead of schedule, and so let's not say that. That's unfair to him and to the Mavs. Because it's not true. And now, is he on schedule? It looks like it. And so a lot of the positive things are happening, but the report that he's ahead of schedule is not fair.
Hey, Coach, you talked about being uncomfortable, making Coop uncomfortable.
Yes. Go ahead. Because you asked that question too about point guard, so I'll come back to that. Yes.
Well, this is just making him uncomfortable in general. How has that gone so far? What's your assessment, and how much more uncomfortable do you plan on making him in training camp?
I thought he did an incredible job with being uncomfortable. And we told the world that he was going to handle the ball. And yes, he was tired. And yes, he had a turnover. And yes, he made some great plays. And I thought he handled the situation as well as the 18-year-old can handle it. He has a talent to about winning. It's in his DNA. And so it would be unfair not to make him uncomfortable. And so I think he handled that this summer extremely well, of knowing that he was going to be pressed. But he gives us something that if he is pressed and he can beat it, it makes the offense so much easier for everybody else because he's a willing passer and his IQ is extremely high. And so we'll continue to look at that, him having the ball. The more playmakers that we have on the floor, the game becomes beautiful. It becomes easier. There's a lot of guys that can handle the ball. We talk about it with PJ, AD. So we're going to look at him being able to handle the ball. Point guard, you can call it that. But when you look at today's game, how many positions are there? And so I think that's the thing is, he can play every position. I tend not to label our players as point guards or centers. Now, D-Live, yes, he's a center. But I think it would be unfair not to challenge Cooper. Again, he's 18. He's going to make mistakes, but also he's going to put us in a position to win. And so to answer your question about point guard, he can bring the ball, up off of a make. It becomes a flow, offensively. And so I think it just makes the game easier when you can have multiple guys that can dribble and who can pass. And so that's just something that we just haven't had. We've always relied on two people maybe to bring the ball, but now AD, at the 4 or 5, can bring the ball if you want to talk about positions. And so, just understanding that Cooper has a dynamic, a skill set that can help this team.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.